Good evening, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to share with you something from the Essays of Woman by Edith Stein, this idea of the gifts and the head, or another way to look at it, the parts and the whole. And so whoever is leading the community, right, do they know who can operate the pizza place, who can operate the bank, the school, the gas station, the repair shop, right? Does the community leader know, okay, we can send our citizens to these areas for these services, okay, and then I can go over to these areas as well, maybe do a checkup and make sure that they're up to par so that people are not getting a bad service, but rather something good. And I think this will be a great topic to discuss with other parts of our life as well from Edith Stein, so this will be great insight to share with you all. So let's get this started. So this is what Edith Stein shared from her book with regards to the idea of the head and the gifts. And so it is the wisdom of the head to utilize the members according to their gifts. So you can think of like the actual head utilizing, okay, the hands to catch the football, then maybe the feet to kick the football or to run away from a defender, and then maybe to use your hand as a stiff arm to push people aside if you know they're going to tackle you. But taking that from the personal identity to a bigger role, right? If we have defects, I like what she says here with this quote, but rather a creature with many gifts and many defects, his highest wisdom may be to permit the gifts of other members to compensate for his defects. So for example, for me, I'm terrible at computer programming. I'm terrible at some other things with regards to computers. So that way I can call a friend that I have on my contact list and say, hey, can you handle this? I'm having a trouble with this project. I know you can help me. Maybe you could fix some of my code here because I'm not doing so well. Or can you share your thoughts about why this is not working and we can work this out? And so who are you going to call to handle projects is one idea with this kind of idea. And I think if we are, like I mentioned, aware of the services in our community, so if the mayor or someone knew about services for their people and maybe brought up to the town meeting, okay, let's bring in a horse ring, let's bring in some racing, let's bring in something fun for the people in the community to watch, or bring in the arcade, right, for the high school kids, maybe that'll be fun. So, but then you're weighing in the pros and the cons of both sides. Will this help my community? Will this not? By bringing this into the public space. And then even on a other level, right, I was just called by a friend to handle a prayer in front of a large crowd of people because he's not able to do so right now, to pray in front of the people. But for me, I've already overcome the fear of public speaking. I've overcome the fear of praying, speaking in public space. And so he can rely on me, count on me to answer my phone, to respond and say, yeah, I'm ready to get going. Yeah, I'm ready to help you in this instant. Let's do this. And so part of it is, if you know people in your community and you can connect and relay the message, everyone is on par. And that leads into that bigger topic of communication, right? The head. You got to be able to share the flyers. You got to be able to share what's happening with the rest of the company, the agency, your family. Because if we're not on par, say, all right, one of the family members is not doing too well, but we seem to be neglecting the daughter or son in the family, let's make some time for them, for their birthday. Let's really make it a really wonderful celebration so that way we don't forget that this is a big day for them. Let's remember the good times by having a good party. And so as the leader of your family, your community, you can do something good for people like that if you really consider the sentimental part of it, that, all right, maybe someone's not doing too well right now. Maybe they got laid off from their job. They got fired. Maybe we could bring them in and for a celebration and just talk with them, bring them in for a house party, right? Just say, hey, how are you doing? Come over. We just wanted to talk with you and just see how things are going. Just, we don't want to forget you. We want to keep you in the loop. And then if you consider also that people who want to do something else in the community, if you're aware of someone that has resources and you're able to combine your resources with mine, oh man, we can make a company. We can make something big. We could get something going here, right? Some ideas are great, but with resources, that takes it to a whole other level of making it a reality. And I think that is a beautiful thing of dreams and creation, where you have to have a little bit of a dream, a little bit of an idea in order to have hope for everybody who's involved with the project to come through and really, with shared communication, to make it come to life. And that's the thing, though, because there's also the skepticism. Oh, you guys are going to combine, like you see in these restaurants, a chicken place with a pizza place with a burger place. You can't combine them in the same building. That's impossible. Not necessarily if you've seen it before in other communities where the customer's like, hey, I know you sell pizzas here, but I also see you sell chicken. My kid wants chicken, but I want a pizza. Can we get this on the order? Sure thing, right? And so sometimes combining the parts to the whole is really a good thing. And that with more services, you can help other people. Now, maybe someone will argue, well, you're going to lose your uniqueness in the process, because if you want to be the one and only seller of a certain service, how are you going to gain customers now if everything's going to come into the one area? But maybe a marketplace is something that could also help your community. Maybe like a mall, people recognize, okay, all these services, stores, they're in the same location. We can all come here now for different things. And now that's bringing in more people because they're flowing in, knowing that, hey, we're aware that these things are coming to be in this area. Let's go and celebrate this weekend at this place. See, we can have a pizza party, then we could go get some ice cream, then we could go buy some t-shirts at the mall, etc. And all these services are in the local area. And so as a leader, looking back at all this, okay, with the head and taking care of the defects of the community, if you're aware of certain places that need help, right, you can maybe talk with those business owners and bosses and say, hey, you may be in trouble right now, but hey, what can I do right now as the town mayor to help you? Maybe we can link your company with this one, or would you like to merge or not merge? And just say, hey, if you're ready to start up a new location, let's see what we can do to help you. Or for a new housing community, why not talk with people in the community and say, hey, if we put a new set of houses over here, will this help our community? And so sometimes sharing ideas with the rest of the body can really come to be. And so if you're on the cabinet, on the board, and you're talking with each other and you're like, okay, this can really work. I think we could get this going. This is something cool that can come to be if we get it going. This could help our people. And maybe a new school, maybe help the kids out, right? If you have maybe a high school, even an elementary school, why not start up a college? I've seen towns that are able to do that successfully, even in small ones where you have all three levels, all the way elementary, high school, middle school, okay, maybe I mixed the two, but then to college, to really help all the populations out. And that only brings in new people from other parts of the community, but also around the world. Because if you have classes now for different areas, such as through the laptop, even through the computer, right now you could do online classes and have more services. And so really, services can expand and grow, and the body has a way of helping more people once we realize, hey, we can do many things with our different talents and learn new skills, and we can get help from other people as the compensation. And that is a hard thing to accept, because sometimes we want to be the leader, take all the credit for ourselves and say, oh, I was the mayor of my town, I made it rich, I got my town bigger than yours because I was the leader, the head honcho. Some pride can hurt a town, and we must set aside the politics in order to grow. You need politics to work things out, but taking all the fame and glory can sometimes backfire and take down what you're trying to build. So keep that in mind. So that is for me, Mike the MC, for the evening video. I believe it's for Tuesday. Yes, so I hope this video finds you well, and I hope that you don't give up. Be willing to help other people who may be lacking a skill, and don't forget, it's not a bad thing to accept help from other people too. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good one.